All right, let's go. Hey, yo, they freed little bro. Special counsel isn't allowed to investigate. That's what they said. Teflon Ton, he's untouchable. And almost untouchable. Almost bulletproof. Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers, and we are not a political channel. No matter what you've seen posted in the video, we're a tech, gaming, nerd, culture channel. We're about strangers. We'll investigate strangers before we talk about politics. We will not indulge in politics, but in the rare occasion we do have to talk about politics. So trust me, I'm hopped up on it, and if you guys want it, we'll talk about it. But for now, there's always going to be some people in the back trying to ring and sound fire alarms. These are the people who used to be on some. If they saw you in the hallway during period, they were the hall monitors. In high school, in grade school, hall monitors were dickheads who were just teacher pets that had evolved into hall monitors, and when they evolve to their final form, they become whistleblowers. And ironically enough, their final form is probably the most appreciated version, because when we find whistleblowers, like actual whistleblowers in the industry that bring or shine a light on misdoings and misfortunes of companies because their insatiable amount of greed for money, profits over everything. To know that there's a few good apples in the bunch, I hope they're a bunch of snitches. Clap it up for the snitches. Not too often in my life, as a black man specifically from the hood. Who am I kidding? I'm not from the hood. I came from a great neighborhood. It's just fun to pretend. But as a black man that knows the golden code, snitches get stitches, this is the one situation where I'd be perfectly fine with snitches not getting stitches. In fact, dare I say, unhand that rodent, street rat. They deserve protection, because when they come out and tell us stuff, we need to listen. But what happens when your Pokemon needs that moonstone to evolve to their final form, and OpenAI is keeping it away from them with the means of NDAs and steep penalties from a financial standpoint if they break that non-disclosure agreement? For all you guys didn't know, that's a Pokemon reference. Deep dive here, man. Catch up. But essentially, OpenAI has made it almost impossible, through fear of retribution and financial ruin, to talk about OpenAI's internal processes, whether legal or illegal. And they've got literally every person that's used to work there in a chokehold. And a letter has finally made it to the halls of Congress, with the hopes of the government taking a step to make sure OpenAI doesn't send us down a very slippery slope. So we'll take a look at this article real quick, and we'll get a better understanding of how whistleblowers are trying to sound the alarm with OpenAI. OpenAI whistleblowers asked the SEC to investigate alleged restrictive non-disclosure agreements, NDAs. July 13th, this story is by who? Shahar? On the 13th, this came out on Friday, OpenAI whistleblowers have filed a complaint with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, calling the investigation over the artificial intelligence company alleged restrictive non-disclosure agreements, according to a letter seen by Reuters. Given the well-documented potential risk posed by the irresponsible development of AI, we urge the commissioners to immediately approve an investigation into OpenAI prior to NDAs, and to review current efforts apparently being undertaken by companies to ensure full compliance with SEC rules according to the letter which was provided to Reuters by the Office Senate Chuck Grassley. So there's a part of me that's kind of concerned about this in two factors. Because when OpenAI says we're concerned about the potential risk of AI, I don't know if they're sniffing their own copium, because they haven't created artificial intelligence. So what do I think they're really concerned about? What do I think these whistleblowers are truly concerned about? And why do I think the SEC would matter in this situation? Because the SEC wouldn't have, let's be frank, they wouldn't have a bone to pick with OpenAI if the technology they're developing was artificial intelligence. That wouldn't be their sector. The SEC being introduced into this implies Security and Exchange Commission, securities. OpenAI whistleblowers are basically telling us that their AI system, I believe, allegedly, is being used to acquire a mass amount of data on as many people as possible, regardless of restrictions, age, copyright, trademark. None of that shit matters. All data is fair game to them, and OpenAI is doing it without any remorse or sidebars. We're talking about a company that admittedly said by the end of this year they would have ran out of information on the internet to steal from people. I believe that they are literally housing profile details on us, and because the idea of AI doesn't exist, they can't do it. So how are they going to make a return on their investment? What better way to do that than to literally build the biggest profile database on human consumerisms, human likelihood research based solely on everything they put into your input. They're literally doing what Google is too afraid to do. Google had to make multiple subsidiaries, or Amazon or things like that. They have to have multiple subsidiaries to be bold enough to just take people's personal information without any regard. So I do not want you to hear me read this article and assume that they are building some generative AI bot that's going to consume things. And if they talk about this in the article, it lets me know how innately unaware these people are about what AI really is and its true capacity and capability, right? The AI company alleged made employees sign agreements that require them to waive their federal right to whistleblower compensation, and according to the letter, well, even if this is true, if you feel they're committing a crime, OpenAI doesn't get to dictate the laws. They don't get to. That's like me saying, oh, because you guys are watching this show, you can't go out and tell people my mustache twirling plans. No, if I say some fucked up shit, y'all better report me. But just know you going on the list with me too. We're going down together. We're going down together. The whistleblower requests the SEC to fine OpenAI for each inappropriate agreement made to the extent the agency deemed appropriate. The SEC spokesperson said in an email statement that it doesn't comment on the existence of a non-existence or the non-existence of possible whistleblower submissions. Sounds about right. Artificial intelligence is rapidly, dramatically altering the landscape of technology as we know it, said Senator Grassley. This is a person I'm almost 110% sure cannot convert a Word document to a PDF, to a JPEG, back to a Word document. 110% sure he can't do it. I know a lot of you guys are thinking, damn, the document to PDF, that's easy. But the PDF to a JPEG back to a Word document, you got to have skills to do that. And dare I say, mediocre skills at best. Whose office said that the letter was provided by the whistleblower? He added that the OpenAI policies and practice appeared to cast chilling effect on whistleblowers' rights to speak up and receive due compensation for their protected disclosure. The news was the whistleblower alleged OpenAI issued overly restrictive employment severance and non-disclosure agreements to employees, which could have led to penalties against workers who raised concerns about OpenAI's federal authority. Like, so this is how you know they're doing something illegal. This is how you know they're doing something illegal. They did something less illegal to protect their more illegal actions. They literally threatened you with financial ruin and no severance package, something they probably can't do. And under the letter of the law, they cannot prevent you from reporting on crimes so that they could keep on doing their bigger crimes. This is what people say when companies get in trouble and all they have to do is pay a fine. That's just the price of doing business. Hey, taking away your employees' rights, that's just part of the business. That's built in. They have a fund, sort of like Walmart. A lot of people don't know this, but maybe a lot of people do know this. You guys have been watching this show long enough. You guys are smart. Let me stop insulting y'all. You guys are big boys and girls. Or non-binary, whatever makes you happy. 33% of Walmart or Targets and all of those stores that always complain about this, people are stealing too much. People are stealing too much. 33% of their revenue comes from loss prevention. Insurance money, saying that they're going to lose 33% of their profit due to that shit. We're not here for it. So these companies have it built into their process that they're going to lose money. They just get to choose how. OpenAI chatbot with generative AI capabilities such as engaging human-like conversation and creating images such as text prompts. OpenAI may form a safety security committee that will lead a board member, included CEO Sam Altman. Training is next artificial intelligence model. So OpenAI came out with a response to this, and it was lukewarm at best. Unappealing. Sam Altman said that he would be on that board. I think it's very weird when the CEO wants to be too hands-on-y, right? Too hands-on-y. The spokesperson said that they've already started making changes to their non-disclosure agreement to make it more aligned with other industry standards. I think that's another tell sign that they have broken the law here and that they do need to be investigated. But this article is not about OpenAI making some diabolic Skynet. This is about OpenAI realizing that they can't make Skynet, so they're going to do the next best thing, which is data brokering. And they currently have, in a few, as soon as the Apple iPhones come out, they're going to have a whole new generation of people's information from facial, because it's going to evolve. It's going to go into having access to Apple's face metrics, music test preference, all of those things. With OpenAI being on people's phone as a built-in device, it will make them inherently more powerful. Remember, their biggest issue right now is they're running out of data. When they have access to a whole bunch of people's phones, pictures, text messages, emails, phone calls, that's when they're gonna see a return on their investment. OpenAI is definitely guilty of breaking the law based on what this is telling us. The question is, do we have enough people within the SEC who can even comprehend the danger we're in because of the greed of this company? So those are my thoughts on it. I'd love to know your thoughts on it. Yeah. I appreciate y'all being here. Like, share, subscribe. I forgot to say that in the beginning. I got to start saying this in the beginning. No one makes it to the end of these videos. Here's a test. If you made it to the end of the video, Just put one. One. That's it. Nah, I'll see you guys later. All right, we're done. We're done. Don't put ones now. When the video comes out. Oh, here we go. Okay, never mind. The roller you just got here. You don't even know what we're talking about.